everybody, welcome back to Hearthstone Arena Northernlion's Den. It's a very nice position to be in. Worst case scenario, this is the best arena run I've ever had. Tied for the best arena run I've ever had, but it is one win away from being that unprecedented 8-3, or of course the 9-3, which would be incredible. 9-2, I should say, that I've never had before in my entire life. 9-win arenas have always been kind of mythical to me. We need to win our next 2 games to make it happen, but could happen. Either way, this is going to be the last video for this, oh man, a late game druid scares the shit out of me. Maybe this deck is awesome. One second, I need to focus here before I think about... Ironforge Rifleman plus Raging Worgen is so good, but I do need to be a little bit more aggressive in my mulligans. I think it's great to keep an Eaglehorn Bow. I think we can afford to get rid of a Hunter's Mark. The later this comes out, the better it is, especially if it's with a multi-shot or something. I think we'll keep Eaglehorn Bow and Raging Worgen, and we can turn to Eaglehorn Bow if necessary with the coin. We've got Arcane Shot. That's actually, like, getting the Cobra is basically meaningless, but, well, for now, anyway. But getting the Arcane Shot is extremely important. So we'll end our turn here. We'll probably end up amassing a little bit of a card advantage to start with here, not playing too many cards right off the bat. Hopefully he plays like a 3-2. He's going to get some value out of it. Well, he hurt himself more than he hurt me. Oops. I like this guy's got a good sense of humor anyway. So we could Eaglehorn Bow, but instead I'm just going to Arcane Shot, and then we'll end the turn. And the reason I think that we wait on the Eaglehorn Bow is that it's essentially a charge creature, more or less, that we take damage when we use. So I would rather use it. He's going to have a 3-2 Panther. We'll kill that with our Eaglehorn Bow. And we don't need to coin, which is the more important part of this, probably. And we do have some beasts now. Mostly we're amassing like a lot of early game minions here, which is actually very nice. Once he exhausts a lot of his cards, usually keep in mind Eaglehorn Bow will be like a 2-for-1 plus a little bit of a health loss. And more if we get secrets. I don't know if Druid actually has secrets though. I think only Hunter, Mage, and Paladin actually have secrets. Alright, now we got some interesting stuff. So we have Sen'jin Shieldmaster, which we can't really do anything with. Just trying to think about how I would deal with this. I feel like it's in the best interest to put the Cobra out first. The kind of obvious play is Buzzard Hyena. But I think what I'm actually going to do is Buzzard, and then we'll coin, and then we'll play the Cobra so that we get the card draw. And there's a number of ways that this next turn could go down. But if he attacks the Cobra, he dies. If he attacks the Cobra with the Shieldmaster, he dies. If he attacks the Sen'jin Shieldmaster, or he uses the Sen'jin Shieldmaster to attack the Buzzard, I hit him with Eaglehorn Bow and he dies. Or I multi-shot next turn. Wrath is going to destroy the Cobra. It's fair, it's a 1-for-1. I actually coined into that, so technically a 2-for-1. Is he going to kill the... Oh, that's actually really good for him. That was a very good play, because by killing the... Buzzard... and giving himself +1/+1, now multi-shot won't actually kill him. So, big game hunter, if you're destroying minion with an attack of 7 or more, this becomes so much more valuable later. Obviously, ideal play is Ironforge Rifleman, Sen'jin Shieldmaster, or Ironforge Rifleman multi-shot, but we can't do that. What I may do instead is, like this. It's so not good, though. Okay, I think we Ironforge Rifleman. This... Nah, we have to do it this way. I'm not a fan of the way that this has gone so far. Let me hit you like this. I have a card advantage. I'm going to be fairly low on health. We'll steady shot here. Druids can put up armor, but they can't do too much else. So he's going to get Ironforge Rifleman for the Sunshatter Cleric, and it'll live. That's why that's a terrible trade. And I don't think that was very smart of me. But... Alright, Stampeding Kodo is actually really horrifying here as well. Okay, the good news is we have a card advantage. The bad news is things are kind of coming off the rails already. We can do Steady Shot, then Multi-Shot, and then Multi-Shot again next turn. I almost feel like that's the best... Is it all Beast Sap Charge? Oh, that's the Rhino. The Rhino is all Beast Sap Charge. Okay, I kind of feel like we multi-shot, steady shot. I know that sounds crazy, but if we can keep ourselves relatively similar on health and then just kind of take out his cards, although we don't really have a huge card advantage at this point. We'll have a 2-card advantage. And this is pretty much exactly what I was hoping for. We'll see what he does with his remaining mana. He's going to hit me. So he's going to go for the rushdown a little bit as well. But at least we can get something out on the field now. We're going to have a health disadvantage. We'll multi-shot and we'll play probably Raging Worgen. Yeah, okay, well, first off, multi-shot has to come out. This is a very important play. I would have preferred to save these multi-shots for later, but you can't always get what you want. Raging Worgen comes out, and now we can start making our way back into this game, hopefully. Big Game Hunter is obviously... I'm basically saving that as a 3-mana, take an amazing card. So that's a pretty good counter. Argent Commander is very good there. And I probably won't be able to kill Argent Commander on the next turn. What I can do is Buzzard Hyena. Ooh, Explosive Trap's not that good here. Or I could freeze his minion and Buzzard, which I think is actually better to give me a little bit more survivability. So I think we freeze his turn. Sorry, freeze his minion, Buzzard. Yeah, it's probably more valuable than the steady shot. It's not looking very good right now, but stranger things have happened. The reason the freeze is important there is, oh no, Starfire is going to destroy the Frost Elemental 1-for-1 with an equal mana cost. That sucks pretty hard. What's he going to do with that other mana that he has? Is it just more removal? Yep. He can do that and then attack me, and I won't get the card draw. That's pretty nasty, actually. Hunter's Mark in this case. This is a weird one. Explosive Trap has to come out. I'm just thinking, like, is Hunter's Mark the best thing to play on Argent Commander? Why don't we do it, and then... This way, if he attacks us, then Explosive Trap will at least kill him. And I'm not playing Scavenging Hyena or Big Game Hunter, because then he could just trade with me favorably. I'd rather have him kill his minions first. So if he's smart, and I'm guessing if he got to 7 wins, he's going to attack me with Argent Commander first, because there's no other way to get around Explosive Trap. Then play an amazing minion, please. Like the greatest 8/8 minion of all time. What do you have? What have you played here? Sunwalker! It's too low! It's not strong enough for Big Game Hunter to work. Well, Deadly Shot is going to keep us alive a little bit longer. If you're wondering, like, why I'm not playing anything... Well, I'm going to play Scavenging Hyena here, even though it's not that good. But I really need to bait him into using an incredible minion. Like, a minion that he's like, okay, this is the one that's going to win me the game. Then I take it with Big Game Hunter. Oh, I don't take it, sorry, I just destroy it. But then I destroy it, so at least I get, you know, a card out of it, and I have a 4/2 on the board, which is not fantastic, but maybe gets the job done. What is this? Savage Roar. Okay, so he's going to attack the Hyena directly, which is actually preferable for me for sure. And if he's not going to play another minion, then I'm not going to play another... Oh, never mind. I will play Booty Bay Bodyguard, which I think is a pretty smart play here. And this is a very, very interesting game. I played sloppy. You'll never hear me say that I didn't. When I watch this replay, I'll probably think it's even sloppier than I think it is now. But certainly, it's not over. He's going to Starfire me. So he actually lost a little bit of mana in that trade. Okay, that's pretty good then. What I was going to say that it seems like he doesn't realize is that if he plays bad minions, he can't lose. Basically. So, I don't want to send out Big Game Hunter here, but I also don't want to use Deadly Shot. Ideally, again, he plays a great minion, Big Game Hunter comes out, kills his amazing minion, and then Deadly Shot kills the other Cobra. What is this? What is he playing here? I'm like, otherwise I'm going to lose. I probably have to use Deadly Shot. I don't have a beast. What is he? He doesn't get that much damage on this turn, honestly. I think we send out Houndmaster instead, and then we just steady shot him. I don't know. This is scary. Ideally, I guess he attacks my Houndmaster, or sorry, he attacks me directly, and then I Deadly Shot, and I can kill the Treant with Houndmaster. We'll see, though. I feel like this is coming to an end here, and I actually am in a lot worse of a situation than you might consider. I thought he would have gone for the card draw there. This is pretty bad. He's going to get a second Cobra, but it can't attack on this turn. And still no Big Game Hunter. Turns out saving Big Game Hunter was a pretty bad decision here. So he can kill me on this turn. I don't think there's any way around it. 6, 7. Yep, I lose. Well played. I'll let him finish me off. It's really unfortunate that the Big Game Hunter never became useful. But hey, 7-3 is where we break even on the arena. So that'll be the end of this run. I can't hide my disappointment. I am disappointed. Unless he's not going to kill me on this turn, or is he going to do it the stylish way? By all means, if you're going to 8 wins, be cute about it. So he's giving himself a bunch of taunts. That's still going to give him enough damage. Maybe? I don't know. Okay, so, if I would rather he just kill me directly. There's no need to go... Amazing, you played all your cards. You get extra bonus points for that, I think. So I would love to concede, but even more than that, I would love to have some way to wipe the board at this point. War Golem's probably not going to do it. So I'm just going to concede, because not killing me on that turn is either a terrible mistake, or he's just being a dickbag and trying to make his win last a little longer. Act like you've been there before, 2-2. More like FU, or 69-69. We did hit level 20, so we got a golden tracking card. It's decent enough. Alright, so we should get at least 150 gold, as well as a pack here. So that's our arena entry paid for. It's 10, 75, so that's 85 gold. That's 160 total now. Oh, wow. 215 plus a pack. That is an awesome payout. So, let's just open our pack here, and I'll keep the rest of the arena gold. Or I'll keep the rest of the gold to pay for future arenas in case I do terribly. This Hunter deck was pretty good. Hopefully some Goldens. Nope. And a Mana Addict. Okay, I'm not thrilled with those cards. That's fine, though. I've been playing a lot more Constructed lately. So we bought our way back into that arena, and we got more than enough money back to buy our way in. And probably at least another 2 times after this, even if I play really, really terribly. So we can be a Hunter, a Paladin, or a Mage. Let's play as a Paladin. I did go 7-3 with the Paladin once, I just remembered. But it's been a little while since I have played... Just give me a second here. Okay. It's been a little while since I played as a Paladin, so we start with a rare. Equality, I guess you always start with a rare. Equality, change the health of all minions to 1. Imp Master, at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to this minion and summon a 1-1 Imp. Or Violet Teacher, whenever you cast a spell, summon a 1-1 Violet Apprentice. I think we take Violet Teacher, and then we try to get like a ton of minions on the field by way of this. We can kind of tailor our deck to make Violet Teacher a major focus, especially if we get a second one, which is very unlikely. Corehound's bad. Darkscale Healer I consider not very good. Frostwolf Warlord is very good, especially if we have a lot of other minions on the field by way of Violet Teacher or our hero power. So I think Frostwolf Warlord is our pick here. Sen'jin Shieldmaster, pretty good. Holy Light restores 6 health. It's probably fine. It's a spell, so it would work with Violet Teacher. So it's like 2 mana for a 1-1 and 6 health if Violet Teacher is actually on the field. Or Scarlet Crusader, which I think is pretty good too. But I'm going to go with Sen'jin Shieldmaster. I think it's more frequently useful. I'm going to take a Mani Berserker here. Enrage plus 3 attack. And it's very hard to kill. Well, not very hard to kill, but it's possible that it doesn't die as soon as it goes out. So that can be very useful. Light's Justice is a 1-4 weapon, which is not great. But Razorfen Hunter is not fantastic, and Voodoo Doctor is not fantastic either. This does give us, 1 mana for 4 damage is the payout here. Plus, we get a little damage on ourselves. But yeah, let's take Light's Justice. I didn't really like any of the other cards. We have Mad Bomber, Raging Worgen, and Humility. Change a minion's attack to 1. I've never really seen Humility work well, but I have seen Raging Worgen work very well in the last game that I played, so I think this is pretty good. Mad Bomber, it's fine, but I would rather have something I can control. It's a pretty easy choice. True Silver Champion is probably the best Paladin weapon. All right, this is a tough choice now. Hammer of Wrath, deal 3 damage, draw a card, very good. And Blessing of Kings, give a minion +4/+4. This is probably 4 mana for 4 damage, but if it lives a little bit longer, because I assume that it would just get targeted straight away, then it would be a real problem for the enemy to deal with. So, as much as I love Hammer of Wrath, I think we go Blessing of Kings instead. So we have Wind Fury Harpy, Repentance, when your opponent plays a minion, reduce its health to 1, and Oasis Snapjaw, which is 2/7. I don't really like any of these. But I think I'll go with the Wind Fury Harpy, because if we get creatures that give, or like spells that give it Divine Shield, it can be very, very strong. Repentance, I don't really like them as much. We're probably, best case scenario, it works on a great minion that the enemy plays, like a War Golem or something. That would be awesome, but I think it's very unlikely that'll happen. So I think we take a Wind Fury Harpy instead, which is probably more universally okay. Out of these ones, Alarmabot is unplayable in my opinion. Gadgets and Auctioneer is really, really good, especially the more spells that we get. Imp Master, I think it can be okay, but I think we're going to take Gadgets and Auctioneer here. Okay, Cult Master, whenever another one of your minions dies, draw a card. Silver Moon Guardian has Divine Shield. Young Dragonhawk I don't consider very playable. We'll take Cult Master because we're going to have a lot of really low health minions probably with this deck. So, Spiteful Smith could be real good. But I also really like Argent Protector, and we could probably use more 2-drops. But Spiteful Smith plus, like, True Silver Champion would be amazing. But I think I'll go with Argent Protector for the Divine Shield ability. And we have Hand of Protection now. Give a minion Divine Shield. Well, Magma Rager is horrible. Tauren Warrior, slightly less than horrible, I think. But I'm going to go with Hand of Protection. Again, what swung this in my favor, or in its favor for me, was that I have the Violet Teacher as well. I think we'll go with the second Argent Commander, honestly. Noble Sacrifice is okay. Holy Light I don't really like. Argent Protector seems pretty good. Okay. Raid Leader, Dragonling Mechanic, or Spell Damage +1. Why is Raid Leader something that's on my mind right now? Normally pretty bad, but considering it's a 3 mana for a 2/2, pretty nasty. But if we get a lot, with our Hero Power or with Violet Teacher, if we get a lot of 1/1s on the board, all of a sudden those become 2/1s and they become much more valuable. Raid Leader also usually soaks up a decent amount of attack from the enemy. I mean, it gets hit once, or it takes a card, but I think it's useful. Ogre Magi is, you know, a 4/4 for 1 mana more. It's like double the stats, and it gets spell damage +1 instead, but we don't have any, like, damage spells right now. Dragonling Mechanic also could be pretty good. I'm going to take Raid Leader. I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't consider it a great card, but I'll take it. Blessing of Wisdom is a very strong card, in my opinion, and it's a spell. We basically get a lot of card draw out of it. I hate all of these. Holy Light to restore 6 health, or summon a 1/1 Murloc Scout with Murloc Tidehunter or Young Dragonhawk. I'm going to take Murloc Tidehunter, honestly. I'm not very thrilled with my 2-drops, but this at least gives me 2 creatures, and if I can get a Raid Leader out as well, it becomes more valuable. I will almost never take Healing, which maybe is my fatal flaw, but we'll see. Probably in this case, I have to go with a Spellbreaker. I've already talked about the other cards ad nauseum. So we have a Dalaran Mage, a Cult Master, which is great, and a Fen Creeper, which I also kind of like. 5 mana, 3/6 with Taunt is pretty good, and I don't have that many 5-drops, so I think Fen Creeper wins it for me here. I already have a lot of 4 stuff. Not that I'm necessarily super worried about mana curve right now. So, this is an interesting one. Lay on Hands. Hungry Crab is not coming. There's no question about that. I mean, it could work if I like have the Murloc, but it's probably still going to die straight away. Lay on Hands. Restore 8 health, draw 3 cards. So you get some health back, and it's like a little bit more expensive than Sprint, which is 7 mana to draw 4 cards, and you get a little bit less value. That's what makes me think that Faceless Manipulator is probably a little bit better. And I already have card draw by way of Blessing of Wisdom and Cult Master, so I think Manipulator is probably better. It could save me from a really rough spot, or I can copy one of my other minions. Argent Commander is an awesome card and fills a hole in my deck right now. Equality seems really good. You're not going to catch me saying that it doesn't. What I will say, though, is that I think Azure Drake maybe is a little bit better for the card draw. If we had Equality and then Consecration, that's where like the combo comes in here. We don't have any Consecration, which sucks pretty hard. Hopefully we get some. So, Silverhand Knight's pretty good. Stranglethorn Tiger's pretty good. And Redemption, whenever one of your minions dies, return it to life with 1 health. It's unlikely that that ends up working out for us, but it could, and it's cheap, and we have a lot of 5-mana cards, but I really do think that a Silverhand Knight's going to be better. Okay, so we have another Light's Justice, a Raging Worgen, and a Spellbreaker. I don't think there's any problem with taking a second Spellbreaker. I don't know if I'd feel happy about having 2 Light's Justice, but especially when we already have a True Silver Champion. It's a tough call. Raging Worgen's pretty good too. In fact, we could use more 3-drops. We only have 2, Raging Worgen and Raid Leader. But another Silence would be... let's take Raging Worgen. We need to fill a little hole in our deck here, I think. Dalaran Mage, I don't really like. Fairy Dragon, I think is okay. Eye for an Eye. Eye for an Eye, I think, is pretty cute, is the way that I would describe it. Sometimes you could use this creatively to possibly kill an enemy. And it would work with Violet Apprentice. Sure, why not? We have 5 cards left. I'd hope to get some more 2-draws. I'm going to take a second Wind Fury Harpy. 2 drops, I should say. I'm going to take a Hammer of Wrath here, honestly. I like the other cards, though. And I think I will take a Fairy Dragon here. As mentioned, 2 drops seem important to me. True Silver Champion seems to be a no-brainer pickup. And our final pickup, Twilight Drake, Stampeding Kodo, or Cold Light Seer. I think we take the Drake, and we hope to get a lot of cards in our hand by way of the card draw that we have. Blessing of Wisdom, and... did I take Azure Drake? I can't remember. Cult Master, etc., etc. Should be interesting. We're going to play one game with this Paladin deck. I must confess that my loneliness is killing me now. But don't you know I still believe that we can win 9? Give me a sign. I should have saved the 9 rhyme for the end. I could have had, like, please let me just win this 9. I don't know. That's an our cringe moment right there. In any case, so what I was going to say before I went off on that Britney Spears tangent is that I don't play very much with Paladin. The arena I did with Paladin was like the last time I played as him. We're going to be up against a warrior toy machine here. We'll see how this works out. If it's terrible, shit happens, right? Light's Justice is a pretty nice card to have right off the bat, I suppose. Maybe. This would have been very nice with Spiteful Smith, but I don't know. I didn't want to pick Spiteful Smith just in case, like, the Light's Justice showed up. And then you're like, okay, this is an interesting prospect here, because on turn 1, maybe you want to play Light's Justice, right? But I don't really want to play Light's Justice on the first turn in case he just drops, like, an Acidic Swamp Ooze right after. That doesn't really do me too much good. Anyway, we'll wait until he chooses whether or not to mulligan here. Argent Protector, not the best 2-drop. If we have to drop it as a 2-2, we can, because with Light's Justice we can do 3 damage. But obviously the Battle Cry is like where 1 of that 2 mana is worth anyway. We'll see what we top deck. Wind Fury Harpy, not going to be useful. So we'll play Light's Justice. The reason I'm doing this is if he drops an Acidic Swamp Ooze, shit happens. There's probably, maybe like a 20 to 30% chance of it, depending on his drafting. But with Argent Protector, now I could do 3 damage. But instead, I'll probably just summon a Recruit on this turn. And we can play Raging Worgen on the next turn, and then, like, get it enraged, and then give it Divine Shield, and it'll be a nightmare to deal with. So now he'll have to trade his taunt for my Recruit. So I guess that's the way that you want that to go. The fact that this guy has Goldsure Footman in his deck makes me think that either I'm in a very good position or I'm in a horrible position, because, or maybe it means nothing is what I'm getting at, because Goldsure Footman is pretty terrible, but, so he's going to swap. Goldsure Footman is pretty terrible, but, yeah, we'll go with Raging Worgen here. Maybe that was the best choice out of his deck drafting. So if he took it like as a luxury, then I'm probably a little bit higher in knowledge of this guy. That's not to sound snobby, but whenever I see a Goldsure Footman or, like, a Murloc Scout or something like that, or Murloc Tide Hunter, although I have one of those in my deck, so look who's talking, I get a little bit snobby. I'm like, well, why would you ever take that card? And then I go 0-3 in Arena, and I'm like, why are people on the internet so mean to me? He has a huge card advantage here. Raging Worgen's going to be kind of a nightmare for him to deal with. I don't think I can attack my own minion. If I could, that would be beautiful. Well, okay. I don't know if he really thought this one through, because we can do some amazing stuff here. If we, like, obviously Twilight Drake would be great here, but if we attack, first off, I think this guy just needs to die. Like this. So that's a good use of my Light's Justice. Then we hit you once. Maybe I should have done this a different way, but it's fine. I hit you once, and I get enraged. You still live. That's fine. Shit happens sometimes. Then we give ourselves Divine Shield here. And I would have preferred to have killed the Imp Master first. He might be able to kill the Worgen. I don't know if there's any other better way to deal with that, though. And we'll summon another Recruit. And I kind of just want to hit him directly. This is a tough call. Force him to kill himself on me, and I'll get at least 4 damage into this guy. Okay. So I think that worked out pretty well. I've got a Divine Shielded 4-2 with Wind Fury on turn 4. He's got a 1-1 on the field. I've got a weapon. Next turn I can play a nasty Twilight Drake, or silence a minion, or even play Silverhand Knight. Twilight Drake's probably my first play, because that's obviously, it gets worse the longer things last, or the longer you go. So he's going to play a 5-mana card. And he's going to hit me, Arcanite Reaper? He's going to hit me right in the face with Arcanite Reaper? That doesn't seem right. That's like 1 durability for very little gain, in my opinion. His Imp Master's just going to die and summon like an imp, right? Yeah, I would get rid of the Divine Shield, personally. Oh, okay. By all means, it's your funeral, I guess. That sounded a little snobby. I apologize for that. I think here we go, Twilight Drake. This becomes like a 4-7. 4-5? Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, it's because it's not 4-4 plus what you have in your hand. It's just 4-1 plus the health that you have in your hand. Okay. And then we deal 8 damage to you, and then another 2 damage like this. And I might as well save Light's Justice until at least I get... Do you still have it? No, okay. Might as well save Light's Justice until I know if I get a True Silver Champion or something. It's a weird, like... coin Arcanite Reaper just to do 5 damage to me directly seems like a really bad play to me. It's possible we could win on this turn, even. Not likely, but possible. Because if I were him, what would I do? Regardless of what he has in his hand, probably Arcanite Reaper the Twilight Drake. He takes 4 damage. He's at 14. I deal 8, 10, 11. He finds himself in a tough spot at least. So he plays Earthen Ring Farseer to heal himself up a bit. He silences me. It does get rid of the Divine Shield. Okay, well, now I trade Worgen for Earthen Ring Farseer, probably. That doesn't do anything, because he doesn't have charge. The Arcanite Reaper on Twilight Drake is the right play here. Okay. By all means, that's fine. The only thing I dislike about this is that this really puts me in a position where, like, I can do some nasty stuff. Think about what I've got here. So first things first, I think we should swap you for you. And then I don't really want to kill this. I just kind of want to do damage. I wanted to, like, Blessing of Kings the Drake. Now it becomes a fucking 8. Yeah, an 8-9. And that'll do a ton of damage. Oh yeah, we kill the owl like so. That's fine. Yeah, and then he can probably assassinate it, but we'll get the benefit of it anyway. If only we still had Divine Shield, of course, but we don't. And then I'll do this, and all of a sudden we've got, you know, 11 damage that we've done. He's at 10 health overall. I've got a card advantage, more creatures on the field, and a decent supply of cards in my hand, actually, as well. So I'm pretty sure we're going to start this off with 1 win at the very least. Shouldn't get too cocky, but really, like, things could be so vastly different if he had just used Arcanite Reaper to attack some of my creatures. It would have saved him an awful lot of damage. Even with the amount of damage I have on the field right now, I'm pretty sure I can just win. Like, 4-4-3-1? 4-4-3-1. That's exactly 12, right? Let's try it out. So I'll get some lifesteal here, too. Yeah, I think it is well played. I haven't run the math myself, but I assume that this is right. And that's going to be 1 win. All right, so, you know, erase the loss from my memory. I probably could have beaten that Druid if I had played properly, but shit happens. We're going to go 1-0 on this Paladin deck. That feels pretty good. And we also leveled up to level 10, which means we get the final basic cards, I think. Blessing of Kings. All right, fitting. In any case, as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that Hunter arena run, and I hope you're enjoying the Paladin run so far as much as I am. As always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to click the like button. It is the easiest way to support me. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more daily Hearthstone. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.